Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a Haze video. Today, we're gonna make a different tier list. We have the broken tier list and stuff like that. Now, meta obviously will change a lot, so we are not gonna make a meta tier list. Maybe I'll do a predictions tier list, but not an actual official meta one. In this one, we're gonna talk about the worst possible champions you can play in the Rift. Basically, stuff that you should not avoid. With S tier being stuff that's completely useless, B tier being stuff that is playable, and then we don't need C and D tier. We're just gonna keep them for symmetry. That being said, we are gonna move Brand. Brand is playable. He is nothing crazy, immobile mage, he doesn't really provide much butt damage. He's a bit weak on the stats as well. Not played that often, a noob stomper champion, basically pinnacle of just, if you get good at the game, probably do not pick him. Now let's see, I think we're fine here. These are okay champions to play, even Blitzcrank. Okay champions to play. Draven is okay. Fizz. So Fizz, I would say, is more on the weaker AP assassin tier list. Like, obviously, you have Echo, which is right here, which is just way better at assassinate, and you have a lot of mages, which kind of act like assassins in the mid to late game anyways. Fizz is an AP assassin with untargetability. He has a very hard time getting out once he goes in. I don't think he is good. In fact, I would rather have a Brand over a Fizz in most games. Now Janna. Now Janna is not completely useless, but she is somewhat playable, right? Like, she has the ultimate pushback, has some utility, has some shielding. However, I would avoid playing Janna. If you just play Karma, so they are kind of similar. If you just play Karma, you're gonna climb 10x higher. It just is like that. Now, obviously, champion preference can go into these. If you like these champions, by all means play them. However, if you're maximizing LP gain, these champions are not it, man. Going on with Kale. Kale actually being playable because people do not punish you. So Kale, in my opinion, should have been here. She's giga useless, but obviously there is a player skill gap in this game, which means that Kale does actually end up being playable most of the games. She's left to scale for free, and so she can actually do a lot in the late game. With that weak early game, however, in higher elos, you will get mauled, completely mauled by remote early game champions. Now let's continue with the next champion. I don't see anything particularly useless here. These are all very fine champions. Remember, guys, most champions are playable, are well into the meta, and you can pretty much pick them comfortably. Seraphine is another one, which is like, Seraphine does damage, she does shielding, she's playable. But in reality, I wouldn't say that she's one of the greatest picks, and I would not be happy about having one on my team. These are all fine champions. Singed is a good champion, guys. Keep that in mind. He's a bit weird to play around, but he's a good champion. I'm sorry to all the Sona players, because I know that, yes, she has an AoE ultimate. But genuinely, the champion does nothing. Almost borderline nothing. Just, I'm sorry to Sona players. I know Sona players, there is a chance where, yes, you can be useful, But that chance is like at 16 minutes into the game, you're like, oh, I can shield now, but by then you'd have gotten completely run down. Okay. These are fine champions right here. Not too much complaints. Yume. Yume's maybe here just because people can punish her. Again, Yume should be a lot lower, but obviously in solo queue people cannot punish an ADC with Yume on. However, yeah, she is pretty bad. She's only gonna be good when she has a hyper carry to play around. Kind of Yume design. That's why she's like, you can pick her, but like most of the time, I would not pick her. I think all of this is playable more to an extent. Okay, Urgot is a question mark, and so is Twitch. Okay, I'm gonna put Twitch, because Twitch is like, Twitch is more playable than Kale and Brand. He's an ADC, right? His late game is quite fine. However, again, I'm not happy about seeing a Twitch in my game. I would not want a Twitch in my team, and same thing is gonna be said for the Urgot. Now, Urgot is more playable than Twitch. However, he is one of those champions which is like, how much is this champion really gonna do? There's way better champions that can get the job done. And then we are gonna go through all of these champions. Quite good champions here. There isn't that many that I have complaints about. Nilla is another champion, which she is actually pretty good, but she obviously should not be able to be played. She's one of those, but I guess I cannot call her weak because she's a good champion. Like these champions, yes, I can pass at calling them weak, but not Nilla. Nilla late game is actually quite powerful. Zyra is quite strong. I do think Talon, even though his jungle is very strong, I do think that he is more weak of an assassin than he actually should be. Like, he got a lot of nerfs back to back, which have lowered his damage per minute, damage per second, whatever you want to call it. His DPS is down, and he is not great. He's not a great champion. He's fine at best. You're not happy about having a Talon in your team, though. Sivir is another one, which again, I feel like she's just very weak right now. I don't know what her win rate is. Let's actually check that while we're here. Remember, guys, this is how you find the stats, the Chinese stats. There is also English websites. She's 48. Yikes, that's very bad. Twitch, Vars. I don't think Vars and Kais are bad, by the way, guys. Don't, like, win rates are not always the case. An 11% champion with pick rate obviously is gonna have a lower win rate than a champion with 4 and 3%. Twitch, I do think, is just garbage. Varus can actually play. This is not real, in my opinion. Ezreal, again, Ezreal's one of the best ADCs you can play to solo time. I saw the Kalista there, and I can't help but, well, the Kalista is playable, right? Like, she's up with Talon in terms of playability. You can play her, she will scale. I don't know why I put all this there. You can play her, she will scale, but she's nothing too crazy. The champion is not that strong to begin with. And honestly, these are just like nitpicks that I've put here. Victor is very good. Good. We have quite good champions on the recent releases. Maokai. I would be happy about seeing a Maokai. I think that's it. I don't see any particular champion that could give me the impression of, oh, this is a horrible champion. Senna is quite strong, guys. One of the strongest supports in terms of damage, even though people usually end on her. I think this is it, honestly. I don't know if there's. Let's check the win rates in case there is something I particularly think is weak. Akali is not weak, guys. It's just bad players. Same with Echo. Quite strong, actually. Then supports. Okay, yeah, Yuumi. We know about Yuumi. Look at the percentage difference from this and this. And here's Seraphine as well, bottom pick. Now, I know that Jenna is very high in Chinese. However, honestly, I think the champion is still like it still is here. I don't know how they make it work. The champion is pretty bad. It's an anti-assassin champion, right? But that's about it. And here as well, you'll see Talon, which is a bit high, I believe. Where is he? Is he even here? There he is, 47. Okay, never mind. He's quite low, like for an assassin, quite low. You know, yeah, I would avoid playing him. And top lane, obviously, not much to be said. I guess these are your outliers. These are champions that I do think you do not want to play with Sona being the worst champion in the game. Now that doesn't mean that she doesn't win games. She can win games. You can have Sonas with 80+ percentage. However, into good players, a Sona is useless until late game. And then late game, you suddenly win the game with Sona. It is a very weird power dynamic. However, that is the worst champions that you should probably not play next season. I think the rest is quite fine. Some of them are weaker than others. Obviously, we'll make a tier list surrounding them. And yeah, besides that, I think that's it. We're gonna wrap it up here, guys. The only assassin who made it to the unplayable list is Talon. Even he is somewhat playable, so I would say, you know, take this pick with a grain of salt. In jungle, you can play Talon, but I would stay away from him for the most part. And on mid lane, absolutely do not play him. Take care, guys. Bye bye.